Diva. Have your class finished already?
Hi, not yet. Is your class finished?
Yeah, now only finished. If your class didn't finish yet, what are you doing here?
My lecturer gave us an assignment to gather some information about a famous sociologist. I need to submit within 2 hours. Can you help me with this assignment? And did you know any information about any sociologist?
Yeah, sure. Did you hear about ERVING, a major Canadian-American sociologist?
I hear this name for first time. Can you tell more about him so I can write it down and use it for my assignment?
ERVING played a significant role in the development of modern American sociology. He is considered by some to be the most influential sociologist of the 20th century, thanks to his many significant and lasting contributions to the field. He is widely known and celebrated as a major figure in the development of symbolic interaction theory and for developing the dramaturgical perspective.
Oh, okay. Can you tell about his early life and history?
Yes, ERVING was born on June 11, 1922 in Alberta, Canada. His parents, Max and Anne Goffman, were Ukrainian Jews who immigrated to Canada prior to his birth. In 1939, he began his university studies in chemistry at the University of Manitoba. Goffman later switched to studying sociology at the University of Toronto and completed his BA in 1945.
Then, how about his career life and how he became a sociologist?
Goffman completed a PhD in sociology in 1953 and trained in the tradition of the Chicago School of Sociology. After that, Goffman conducted ethnographic research and studied symbolic interaction theory. Goffman published his first book in 1956, and arguably his most widely taught and famous work is titled The Presentation of Self in Everyday Life.
That's good. How about his major contribution? Is he making any significant contributions to the field of sociology?
ERVING considered a pioneer of microsociology, or the close examination of the social interactions that compass everyday life. Through this type of work, Goffman presented evidence and theory for the social construction of the self as it is presented to and managed for others, created the concept of framing and the perspective of frame analysis, and set the foundation for the study of impression management.
Wow, very fascinating. Can you tell me more about it?
Yeah, sure, okay. Not only this, through his study of social interaction, Goffman made a lasting mark on how sociologists understand and study stigma and how it affects the lives of people who experience it. Based on his study of mental institutions, Goffman created the concept and framework for studying total institutions and the process of resocialization that takes place within them.
Can you please briefly explain to me about his theory? It is quite difficult to understand his symbolic interaction and dramaturgical theory.
It is not difficult to understand actually. Come on, let me explain. Drawing on his research in the Shetland Islands, it is in this book that Goffman laid out his dramaturgical approach to studying the minutiae of everyday face-to-face interaction. He used the imaginary of the theatre to portray the importance of human and social action. All actions, he argued, are social performances that aim to give and maintain certain desired inspirations of oneself to others. In social interactions, humans are actors on a stage playing a performance for an audience. The only time individuals can be themselves and get rid of their role or identity in society is backstage where no audience is present.
Oh, now I can understand clearly what his theory is about. And can you give me an example too so I can able to understand more about the theory?
For example, in church we may be quiet, respectful, and reverent. At a party, we may be more outgoing and relaxed. Goffman described a person's performance as the presentation of self. This simply means a person's efforts to create a specific impressions in the minds of others.
It's very interesting to hear about it. Do you think it's important for others to know about ERVING Goffman and his theory?
Yeah, definitely. I feel it is very important to him and his theory too.
Why do you feel like that?
It is because dramaturgical theory suggests that a person's identity is not a stable and independent psychological entity, but rather it is constantly remade as the person interacts with others. In a dramaturgical typical model, social interaction is analyzed in terms of how people live their lives like actors performing on a stage. It is because life, there is so many things that we should do. We lived in society and it has many expectations through us. Every day we lived in different societies. We should place ourselves sometimes as a student, a family, or friends, and we should do our best in everything because they have expectations that we should complete. So that society will accept us.
Do you have any other statements about his theory's importance?
Yes, I have. By interacting with one another, people design rules, institutions, and systems within which they seek to live. Symbols are used to communicate the expectations of given society to those new to it. With symbolic interactionism, reality is seen as a social, developed interaction with others. It argues that both individuals and society cannot be separated from each other for two reasons. One being that they are both created through social interaction.
It's very good information though. How his theory reflects in this society? Do you have any ideas about this?
Nowadays, people try to control the impression they make on others in social encounters. They want to be received well. They want to be taken as credible. At the same time, the others are interested in checking up on the person's sincerity, trustworthiness, and general sustainability as someone worth spending time with. In face-to-face encounters in real time, they might not have access to information from the person's background. So, in the absence of confirming or deconfirming information that the person is as they claim, they compare what the person intentionally expresses about themselves against other expressions that the person unintentionally shows: facial expressions, mannerism, gestures, nervousness, quality of clothing, application of makeup, use of language, and so on.
Thank you so much for the explanations.
So that's it. Do you have any other questions about GOFFMAN theory?
No, these informations are enough for my assignment. Thank you for helping me to finish my assignment.
Nah, it's okay. I just share my knowledge with you. Alright, see you in the evening. Bye. Take care.
Bye.